Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Use What You Got webinar. Thank you so much for joining us. Tonight, we are going to share 6 tips for starting a successful business using skills you already have. This webinar is created and facilitated by Two Moms in the Mix, Professional Branding Services. We're here to help you with all of your branding needs. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. So before you begin creating the life you want and building your successful business, you have to determine who you are, which leads us to our first question. Who are you? Are you a seasoned professional with years of on-the-job training? Are you a starving artist looking for your big break? Are you a humble beginner who's just getting started? Are you an ambitious go-getter, ready to go hard all day, every day? Or are you a wandering soul, attempting to find your way? Regardless of who you are, you already have the skills you need to start a successful business. During the course of this webinar, we will give you tips to get you started. After each tip, we will share our 2 key things to remember. Throughout the webinar, we will give you some valuable information, so we suggest you take notes. We will have the chat box open for questions throughout the webinar. Please feel free to type your questions there, and we will answer them while we move through the webinar. Also, be sure to stay tuned until the very, very end to receive some awesome tools and to help you start branding your business. Now we are ready for the first tip. Tip number 1, do your research. This may sound very simple to do, but it is something that can wreak havoc on your business if it is not done. Research is an important part of business. It is also a necessity if you seek to achieve and maintain your desired levels of success. One of the first things that needs to be done is to determine your state requirements. It is imperative to know the appropriate fines and fees associated with operation and violation. You will need to determine what is required of you, what forms you need, and complete those tasks, send them in, and be prepared to do what's required of you. If you have been working in the field already, you may have the information you need. Check your resources and see what you have already and see if that stuff is usable. Another important factor to research is location. Where will your business be? Does it need to be online? Do you need a storefront? Where will the storefront be? You need to know what to do with your business and where your business needs to go. You have to find out the best place for your space in the event that you need one. You also need to make sure the space will meet the state requirements as they apply to your business. Be sure to take time and discover your competition. In order to know what makes you stand out, you have to know what you're being compared to. You have to know how to capitalize off of your uniqueness. You can learn a lot from your competition, especially when it comes to things to avoid. They can also teach you about things that work. Researching your competition doesn't mean that you have to spy on them or become their best friend. It simply means that you should be aware of who provides the same or similar services as you and what makes you stand out from them. Next, you need to research to understand the market. Why is this so important? Because industries are always changing. And in order to be successful, you have to be able to adapt to those changes. Trending topics in your industry should be watched constantly. Staying abreast of what is happening, what worked in the past, and anticipating what will happen in the future are important steps to success. These trends are patterns and guides of success and failures for you to learn by. This is why many professions require employees to complete continuing education credits periodically. There are articles, videos, reports, etc. that discuss the trends across industries. Having this information can save you time and money because you can track what works. Finally, use the skills you already have. Regardless of what stage you are at with your business, you have skills and resources to help you complete everything we just mentioned. Research is an ongoing process, and you may have to adjust your approach to gathering information, but it is imperative to always research before you invest. Whether it's time, energy, or money, research first. Moving forward, we know we've given you a lot of information. So here are our 2 key things that we want you to remember from tip number 1.
First, remember, research provides valuable insight into the potential of your success.
That's right. You need to know the ins and outs of your business before you spend excessive amounts of money getting started, because once you spend it, you can't get it back. Now for tip 2. Master your craft. There is always room for growth, regardless of what field you're in. You may have years of experience from working in the field, or you may have a natural talent or passion for it. Whatever the case, you need to be prepared to do the following: take classes, attend workshops, participate in webinars, read books, and network. It is so important to hone your craft and be intentional about your professional growth. As we mentioned to you, you will have competition, so mastering your craft is an easy way to set yourself apart from your competitors. Using these tools to gain additional knowledge and experience will place you in an even better position to provide quality service to your customers for years to come. And there are a few key things to keep in mind while you master your craft. Allow your mistakes to guide you to a foolproof formula. Remember, mistakes are necessary steps to success. So without them, you don't know what works and what doesn't. And since you already work in the field or have a natural talent or passion, you're at an advantage. Your skill set already surpasses those who come into the industry blindly. You already have knowledge and experience to help you achieve new levels of success. Again, advantage. You are a few steps ahead already by having the skills and knowledge. Focus on you. Don't get caught up in comparing yourself to others. Although you have competition, maintaining a successful business is not a competition. You have to focus on your business and your goals. You are not the only one with goals, ideas, skills, and passions. When they handed them out, everybody stood in line and everybody got some. So remember that you're not the only one with these things, and you're not the only one on this journey. There are others working and seeking to do the same things you are. Also, remember that you will set yourself apart by staying abreast on the changes in your field. This is being mentioned again for a reason. You have to be a master of your craft if you plan to become and remain successful. Now we've reached our 2 key points that we want you to remember from tip number 2.
Remember, guys, invest time in your craft. You can never know everything there is to know about your field.
Absolutely. As the field grows, so should your knowledge and your presence. Expand your understanding and expand your pockets. Next up is tip number 3, conducting informational interviews. Get to know the who's who of your field. It is important to learn as much as you can from those who are relevant to your business. Study the accessible experts. This could include the owner of the company you work for, a senior representative, or a notable figure you're interested in learning from. Whoever you choose, create a list of questions to pick their brain. Be ready when you reach out to these experts. Be prepared to gather information. Ask for tips, guidance, and mentoring. Be mindful during this process that you may get turned down. Nevertheless, ask the questions because you won't know what can happen until it happens. And typically, you can get a lot of information from blogs. So read relevant blog posts from experts. Everything from tips to tricks to how-to guides are listed and covered in blogs. So blogs are a great place to access the experts without direct contact. Now, here we are again with our 2 key things to remember for tip number 3.
First things first, you are not trying to be the competition of your mentors. You are just being you. If you don't ask questions, you won't get answers.
Absolutely. It is a lot faster to learn through conversation than constant unfortunate experiences. Now it is time to review. First, we gave you tip 1, which is do your research, because research never ends. Tip number 2, we told you to master your craft, because it's better to be a skilled professional than to just be a professional. Tip number 3, we told you to conduct informational interviews. Ask questions, get answers, and move forward. And guys, we are halfway through the webinar. And before we move on to the next tip, we have a quick question for you. Are you ready to use what you got? I know some of y'all said yes, and I know some of y'all still waiting for these other 3 tips. But if you did answer yes, hey, we got just what you need. It's right here, a free ebook. The link to this ebook is being dropped in the chat box right now. Go ahead, click the link, download the ebook. This ebook gives you instructions on how to use your skills to become an expert in your field. We just told you about how important blogs are to raising awareness and providing information. This ebook will give you the opportunity to create your own blog so that you can be the expert to those who are seeking the knowledge. This is only the first step to becoming an expert, and it's also the first surprise of our webinar. Stay tuned till the end for the next great surprise. Now, we can move on to all those final 3 steps. Number 4, set realistic goals. Before we can create realistic goals, we have to have a clear understanding of what goals are. Goals describe what you expect to accomplish through specific efforts over a determined period of time. So don't get caught up in the right now lifestyle. This type of thinking can cause a lot of unnecessary distress. When creating goals, they must be measurable and attainable. Otherwise, they are just unorganized hopes and dreams. Break down your goals into digestible segments. You may need to create hourly, daily, or weekly goals to get started if this is new for you. You also have to know yourself. If you tend to procrastinate, it may be wise to stick to short-term goals and create consistency before attempting the long-term goals. There should always be progress no matter where you're starting. And realistic goals give us the chance to track our progress and make the necessary adjustments. When we create goals, there are a few things to keep in mind. Be specific. Vague goals are not going to help you achieve success. Use your experience, talent, and passion. You have an advantage. Be honest with yourself. Don't take on more than you can actually handle. And just as there are things to keep in mind, there are also a few things to avoid. Avoid believing that success happens overnight. Once again, we talked about that when we first started this. It doesn't. It's over a period of time that things begin to happen. So don't get caught up in the overnight success stories. Avoid thinking that it's easier than working for someone else. This is a common misconception. Oftentimes, entrepreneurs end up working harder for themselves than they've ever worked for anyone else. You also want to avoid convincing yourself that you can't do it. You will have plenty of people telling you not to do this. Don't start that. What are you thinking? You don't need to be one of those people. So, here we are to give you our 2 key things to remember from tip number 4.
First of all, plans and goals are 2 different things. You have to have goals before you can create a plan.
Very true. But you also need to be ready to work for what you want. You're already heavily invested in it. Tip number 5. Respect your gift. It's natural, so don't fight it. Let me ask you this. How many times have you asked for a new pair of shoes, new outfit, or a new anything and hid it as soon as you received it? I'm sure it's a low number, probably close to never. So why should your gift be treated that way? It's a natural gift that was given to you. And if you wouldn't hide gifts that were paid for, why would you hide something that was given for free? You are unique and bring something special to your field. Your gifts are a part of you and you should embrace them, not hide them. You are at an advantage. Your skills make you an asset. Your gift, talent, and experiences bring on more opportunities for you. It makes you, again, an asset. It makes you wanted, sought after. So embrace the idea that you have what others desire. Because regardless of what your gift is, there's someone who needs your services, your products, your ideas, whatever. You also need to acknowledge that what you think is common information can often be like a foreign language to someone else. Your gifts and experiences separate you and make you an expert. And although everyone has this, not everyone understands it or even uses it. But you have to use this information and use what you have to create a lane for yourself and for your business. With that, we're back to our 2 key things that we want you to remember from tip number 5.
There is only one you. You have something special that you bring to every situation.
Your gifts, talents, and experiences prepare you for major opportunities. You just have to be ready to use what you got when they come. This brings us to our final tip, which is brand your business. Of course, we were going to tell you to brand your business. That's what we do. Business branding. Branding your business allows you to create a succinct image of your business, product, and services. Your brand includes your logos, your colors, slogans, service, terms and conditions, motto, reputation, etc. This may change over time, but it will be how people come to know your business. And when you're ready, one of the first things you need to do is determine your marketing goals. You have to know how you will market your business to potential clients to yield a specific result. This is a great opportunity to use your network and get your name out, which leads us to our next point. Build your name. How can I do that? I'm just getting started. Glad you asked. Host events, attend events, do giveaways, create partnerships, join groups. You can do whatever you need to do to get your name out there and get it recognized. But you have to be consistent in order to increase recognition. You have to be consistent with your efforts, and you have to be consistent with your branding. If you change your branding, your logo, your colors, your slogan every other week, it's essentially like starting over every single time from scratch. Work on building a network and collaborate, cross-promote. Offer incentives to people who are willing to help you grow your business while they grow theirs. And lastly, be bold. Don't be afraid to stand out from the crowd, and don't be afraid to be different. To make it even easier to understand the importance of branding your business, we created our own answer and definition to a question, which is, how do you brand your business? You think about the singing lawyers. They all have a jingle, right? They have some kind of catchy slogan. All the different food brands, they all have something. Back in the day, they had the songs about the Big Mac, how to build this. Even Old McDonald has his song branded. So we decided to give you a little bit of insight on what it means to brand your business. You can brand your business by creating the story your business tells through marketing, advertising, and promotion. Everything from your logo to your customer relations relates to your brand. All of that we just talked about, the jingles, the catchy phrases, everything, the slogans, it all adds to your brand. And although we didn't give you 2 key things to remember, we do have something else. A special offer! It's time for the special offer, you guys. We've reached that point of the webinar, and this special offer is so amazing. We are so happy you stuck around for this. So, you ready to build your brand? Or maybe improve brand recognition? You might just be ready to use what you got. If you are, we have the perfect package to get you started. It is called the Grand Opening Package. Yes, the Grand Opening Package. This package includes 2 business t-shirts, 500 business cards, custom stationery files, and social media content for an entire month. If you were to purchase these items from us individually, you would pay $220. This package is actually listed on our website for this price. It's an amazing package. And since you joined us for this webinar, we're not charging you $220. We're not charging you even $200, simply because you stuck to the end. And since you're taking steps to starting your own business or even advancing your business, we're going to knock $150 out the water. We're not even going to do it for $100. Why? Because we understand that you are ready to use what you got and get your business branded. So we are offering this package for an exclusive price of $89.99. Oh my goodness, I know, but it's true. $89.99. To take advantage of this offer, all you have to do is follow the link that we're dropping in the chat box right now. Once you get that link, follow it, make your purchase. Enter the code I'm ready in the coupon bar to get your exclusive pricing. This code has not been released anywhere else. It's only available in this webinar. So you have the exclusive pricing of $89.99 available to you. Once you place your orders on the website, we will contact you via email regarding the personalization of your products. This webinar will be available for replay on our website. However, it will not be free. You guys are getting a double dose. You got to attend the free webinar and get the exclusive pricing and get the free ebook. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Feel free to share this information with your family, friends, loved ones, business partners, whoever, because everyone needs it. Everyone needs to know how to use skills they already have to start a successful business. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Now it's time to use what you got. So get out of here. Go use what you got.